You guys know I don't normally cover modern gaming on this channel, but I do play quite a bit of modern video games, and there's a lot of awesome channels out there that cover this stuff really well. But I like to talk about the business angle in gaming a little bit, and this was like a huge shell shock. Didn't see this coming at all. So let's see. I don't know. Do we care about this? Let's take a look. Xbox is buying Activision Blizzard. I wonder if the best years are behind Activision Blizzard too, but Xbox is buying them for $68.7 billion. Not only the biggest gaming acquisition I've ever seen, it's the biggest purchase Microsoft has ever made as a company. And this is a huge shot fired against PlayStation. And the PlayStation 4, Xbox One era, it was all about exclusive titles. Now, my background on this is I'm kind of an Xbox fan, not really a big fan of Sony, never really forgave them after burying my boy Dreamcast, whose downfall I will perpetually blame PS2 for. Sony obviously is a juggernaut in gaming, and I think Sony has helped push Nintendo and Microsoft forward and really force them to innovate and bring their A game, especially recently with Xbox Series X, Series S. I don't know if those consoles would have been so great. I don't know if Game Pass would have happened if it wasn't for just the really savage competition PlayStation brings to the table. I say all that to say, with Xbox buying up tons of studios recently, and this one being the biggest one by far, because if you haven't been following this, remember, Xbox has bought over a dozen studios in the last year or two, including Bethesda, which is in its own right a juggernaut publisher of games. I wonder if we're going to start to see less competition, if the gaming space is kind of rolling up. If PlayStation falls behind because they can't pump out the games at the level of Xbox because they don't own 8 million what were once third-party studios. Is that good for gaming? I don't know. I tend to think it's probably not. Now, I'm not a big fan of most of the Activision Blizzard titles, Call of Duty, of course, being the big one. I'm a big Diablo fan, but I didn't really like Diablo 3. I do like Warcraft, although they re-released Warcraft 3 a year or two ago and they kind of bungled that, although I do play that still from time to time, so joke's on me, I guess. A lot of the titles from Activision Blizzard are in decline. I think the Diablo franchise is in decline. We'll see if D4 turns it around. I think Call of Duty is in decline, and the recent sales of the most recent title kind of show that. They're still huge. They're still enormous. I think they're the biggest, we're the biggest third-party gaming publisher in the world. So they're giant, but Microsoft seems to be buying them as they're sort of on the downswing. But I never thought I'd see a day when either Activision or EA got bought out. I really thought they were too big to be acquired, and I thought they'd just be third party forever. Now, if you guys ever followed the Activision Blizzard noise from the last 6 months, there've been a lot of controversy and a lot of scandals. Their stock price has dropped recently, I assume as a result of that, but also because Call of Duty sales were underwhelming. So it could be that all that stuff paradoxically made it ripe for acquisition because suddenly they were a little more affordable than before. But anyway, that's just background noise. I mean, the end result is Xbox now owns an absolute murderer's row of game studios and publishers, and Activision Blizzard are going to be managed directly by Xbox. After a transition period, they're going to be reporting directly to Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox. So this isn't going to be like when they acquired LinkedIn and LinkedIn's its own silo. This is going to be actually folded under Xbox. And it's been said, and I'm sure this stuff is all still up for negotiation and future change of plans, but it's been said some of these Activision Blizzard titles will become Xbox exclusive and some of them will remain on PlayStation. Time will tell. I don't think this changes anything for Nintendo, but I think this changes everything for Sony, and I'm curious how they're going to react. Obviously, their pockets aren't going to be as deep as Microsoft, but they have a really loyal fan base who love PlayStation, love some of their first-party titles, and even love that goofball controller. I can't stand PlayStation's controller, but I love them for bringing the competition and elevating console gaming, so I hope they don't go away anytime soon. What do you guys think about this? Or maybe you don't care. If you normally watch my channel, you're more of a retro gamer and an arcade gamer. So does this interest you at all? And of course, the one little tiny tie-in I can make with this in my regular content is Microsoft was game about licensing Killer Instinct, because they own the rights to KI now, back to Arcade 1-Up, which was pretty cool, because I would imagine the amount of money that made for Microsoft or for Xbox is an absolute drop in the bucket, right? These guys make several $billion a year just from Game Pass subscriptions. So they probably didn't have to do Killer Instinct, but they did anyway, which I think is pretty cool and shows their heart's in the right place. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the video, hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed for retro gaming news and reviews, and I'll talk to you soon.